Hello, this friend of God's love unending. The Father wants to remind you He is near, holding you up with a gentle, unwavering love.
My beloved child, with every breath you take, I whisper into your soul soft as a passing breeze, yet fierce like a fire burning through a winter night. I am still fighting for you, in silence and without rest. There are things you cannot see with earthly eyes, but they are real, just like my love for you. I know there is a force that lurks, not only around you, but deep within your very soul, the hidden place where only you and I can enter. It doesn't arrive with loud screams or terrifying sights. It creeps in like a cold wind, through every tiny doubt. Every moment you feel not enough. Every second you want to give up. But my child, I am here, not in some distant heaven you must strive to reach, but right beside you in the dark and in the light, in your laughter and in your tears. I have never left. In your loneliest moments, I was cradling you in the invisible arms of my love. You may not feel it, but I am holding your hand, walking ahead to clear the way, walking behind to catch you when you stumble, walking beside you to whisper, you are not alone. And do you know, your heart, though bruised and weary from burdens, remains my sanctuary, a sacred place not meant for darkness to dwell. I long for that home to be filled with life, with hope, with truth, not the lies that gnaw at you daily. The one who watches you doesn't just aim to harm your body, he wants your soul. He wants you to forget who you are, to forget that you are unconditionally loved, that you were created in my own image. I see each time you smile through pain. I know the nights you lie awake, your thoughts restless. I hear the prayers you cannot find words for. Nothing about you is too small to escape my gaze. Don't think I only care about grand gestures. I cherish your silent choices, when you choose forgiveness over resentment, when you try again though your heart is tired, when you dare to be kind in a world that sometimes forgets how to love. Your life is like a vast field, sometimes bathed in sunlight, sometimes drenched in rain. But I am the patient farmer, knowing the time to sow and the time to reap. There are things you don't understand yet, because their time hasn't come. But I know every step you take, and nothing happens outside the palm of my hand. What looks like chaos to you is the very thread I am weaving thread by thread into something good. Love, growth, trust, and light. You are not just a nameless number in a sea of people. Before you took your first breath, I dreamed of you. I wove you together with the hands of the Creator. Every cell in your body sings a sacred symphony. I made no mistake in creating you, and I never regret loving you. In my eyes, you are a treasure, not because you are perfect, but because of the love I have poured into you. You don't need to become someone else to be loved. You only need to be yourself. For I have chosen you from before the beginning of time. Sometimes, the enemy will whisper into your ear that you're worthless, that your efforts mean nothing, that no one truly cares. He wants you to doubt your value, to turn away from me, to get lost in a world full of noise but empty of love. But my dear child, do not believe him. You may not yet know how strong you really are, but I do. I see the flame still burning within you, and I will not let it die. My precious one, there is an enemy stalking your every step, not with loud crashes or visible signs, but with subtlety and stealth. He doesn't need to shatter walls or windows because his target is your real home, your heart, your mind, your soul, that sacred and fragile place where your deepest dreams lie, where your silent wounds live. where you think, feel, trust, and love. That is where he aims to enter. Day by day, hour by hour. You may not recognize him, for he doesn't come with a frightening face but with deceptive sweetness. He whispers that you're not enough, that no one truly understands you, that this exhaustion will never end. He sows seeds of anxiety, confusion, and doubt not in others, but in yourself, in me. He doesn't need a frontal assault, just a small opening in your heart, a moment of distraction, a crack, and he slips in to distort everything. That is why I come, not with thunder or dazzling miracles, but with a gentle invitation. Let me in. I will not force you, will not break down your door. I honor the freedom I gave you, but I am at the door of your heart, knocking steadily, tenderly. Every knock is a heartbeat of my desire to enter your world, to bring light, truth, and love. I do not come to take away what you cherish. I come to return what you thought was lost: peace, purity, hope. I come to wipe away your tears, to mend what has been torn inside your soul. You may think, but my life isn't that serious. I'm fine. Yet, my dear, it is in the smallest things, the distraction that keeps you from praying, the negative thought that stops you from loving, the busyness that drowns out your own heart, that the enemy is at work. It's not the big battles that defeat your soul, but the quiet fatigue that builds up, the mornings you wake without purpose, the moments you feel alone in a crowd full of laughter. These small things, left unchecked, slowly pull you away from the light. I see it all, my child. I see even your forced smiles, your silent stillness when you don't know what to do next. I do not condemn you, I love you. I know this life is hard, and you have been so brave to come this far, but you don't have to fight alone anymore. Let me in, not to control you, but to walk with you. I won't promise every storm will vanish instantly, but I promise the storm will never carry you away if you hold my hand. I will walk with you through every weariness, every winding road no one else understands. I know pain, I bore it so you could live in the light. And for you, I am here steadfast and unshaken. Perhaps you've closed the doors of your heart from past wounds, betrayals, or misunderstandings. I understand. I have seen those doors shut from sorrow, but I ask just this: once open it a little. A crack is enough for the light to come in. You don't need to be completely ready, just honest that you need a hand, and I will be that hand. You were not created to live forever in exhaustion and doubt. You were made to live fully with love, with life, with light. You were created by love itself, and only true love can heal what is wounded inside you. I am that love, the one who loves you in your strength, and even more in your weakness. I do not ask you to have the perfect answer. I only ask, will you make room for me in your heart, just a little, so I can ignite the first light, so it can begin to dispel the darkness. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't let your heart grow numb from layers of pain. Today, this very moment, I am here for you, for the beautiful soul I created. My child, do not be afraid. The door you open to me is the very door through which you'll begin to live again, to live as you were always meant to, freely, peacefully, radiantly, like the morning sun. I call you out of the shadows not to rebuke you, but to embrace you. It doesn't matter how far you've wandered, how many mistakes you've made. I only want you to come back. The door is still open. My heart still beats for you. I have been and still am fighting for your soul, not just to help you survive, but to help you live wholly, deeply, and brilliantly. Whenever you feel lost, look around. It may be in a familiar gaze, an outstretched hand, or a sudden word that warms your heart. That is me, reminding you that you've never been abandoned. My love doesn't arrive like a storm, it comes like rain after drought, like a cool breeze on a summer day, like soft light at dusk. You don't need to be perfect to be loved by Mayo, only need to open your heart and let me in, because you are the reason I am still here, still whispering every day, do not fear. I am here, and I will never leave. Oh, my dearest child. Everything I have: love, protection, light, abundant life. I am ready to give it all to you, not because you've earned it, but because you are mine. I reach out every second, longing for you to reach back. But that, my child, is not up to mate, is up to you. No matter how great love is, it cannot force a heart. I can knock, but I will not break. I can invite, but I will never coerce. I can open my arms, but only when you choose to take them will the connection be complete. And right now, the enemy is watching. He doesn't strike like thunder in a clear sky, but like a faint mist slipping into the smallest cracks of your soul. He knows when you're tired, when you're vulnerable, when you want to let go. It might be when you feel abandoned, unheard, when your dreams shatter or your heart feels like a desert. It is in those moments he whispers, nothing matters. You are nothing. Even your loving Creator has turned away. But those are lies. Cruel, cunning lies wrapped in false reason. Do not believe them. You must remember this. There is not a single moment I have left you. Not one breath you've taken without my knowing. When you cry in silence, I am the one holding every tear. When you fall, I do not scorn you. I run to you, bend down, and lift you up. When you cannot pray, I pray for you with my tireless heart of love. The love I have for you is not the fragile kind spoken of by the world. It is like a fortress, steady, unwavering, immovable. It is not based on your emotions, nor on your successes or failures. It's simply ice eternal. And when you choose to step into that love, no arrow from the enemy can pierce through it. But you must remain within it. You must choose to stand in the light. I cannot hold you if you turn away on your own. Perhaps you've heard it so often that it's lost its meaning, that you are not alone. But I do not speak this as an empty slogan. I speak it with action. I came down to this world to experience what you are living through. I have felt pain, betrayal, loneliness, fear, and even death, so that you would never have to bear them alone. My love is not just spoken, it was nailed. It blew. It rose again for you. And today, you are still in the battle, not with swords or spears, but with silent choices. Whom will you trust? Which voice will you follow? Whose hand will you hold in the dark? The enemy is cunning, mixing truth with lies to confuse you and lead you astray. But I am the true hand, I do not change. I am the light that never goes out. And even if the whole world turns away, I will remain. I know there are days when you're too weary to go on. Moments when you feel nothing, no faith, no emotion, no way out. Do not fear those moments. They do not drive me away. On the contrary, that is when I draw closest. most gently like a cool breeze in the heat of summer, like arms around you when there are no words left. I do not ask of you great strength. I only ask for a tender heart, a small measure of trust, just enough, and I will do the rest. Let me be your refuge. Don't let the toxic whispers blur what I've declared over you. You have value not because you are flawless, but because you were created by me, because you are loved by me with an unshakable love. Do not follow the voices that cause you to shrink in fear. Listen to mine, the one who calls you into peace, into a life of purpose and light. My love doesn't just surround you like a wall, it lives within you, guarding you from the inside, holding your soul when everything outside falls apart. Nothing, no darkness, no lie, no failure can reach you when you remain in me. I am your stronghold, your hiding place, the one who never sleeps and is always watchful against anything that would try to steal you from true life. So, my beloved, even when your heart is tired, even when your thoughts are tangled, even when your hands are trembling, lift them up. I am here, not merely waiting, but ready to embrace you the moment you say yes. I am the only one who knows every crack in your soul and still chooses to love you without condition. My precious one, safety, in its truest sense, is not the absence of storms or cloudy days. It does not mean you will never feel hurt, never be tested, or never grow weary. Safety runs deeper than that. It is the assurance that in the middle of the storm, you are not alone. Safety means you have something to hold on to. Someone who is always present. That someone is Mitha One, who keeps you steady when all else around you seems to fall apart. I do not promise that life will always be calm like a morning lake, but I promise you this: when the storms rise, I will not leave you halfway. I will not pull back when you lose your way, will not turn away when you are weak, will not stay silent when you need a voice to lead you. I am not a distant observer. I am your companion, your shelter, the strong hand ready to catch you every time you fall. My child, the hardships don't always come to punish you. They come to refine you. Like fire purifies gold, like a sculptor's blade shapes the stone into beauty. If you let me lead, even these trials will become tools to grow you stronger, braver, and deeper. Not a surface strength, but a strength from within, born of faith, I hope, and courage, shaped by love. Every tear you give to me will become a seed for resurrection. You may not yet see the goodness hidden in the trial you're enduring. I understand. It is hard to see the blue sky above when you're in the heart of the storm, but I see from beginning to end. I know where you're going, and I know what awaits you at the end of this journey. No turn is meaningless. No pain escapes my notice. When you walk through fire, I will be with you. When you pass through deep waters, they will not sweep you away, for I myself am the living water flowing within you. Remember this: the moments when the burden feels like it's crushing your soul, those are the moments you must give it to me. I never asked you to carry it all alone. Your shoulders were not made to bear more than they can't. This is what I will do for you. But you must let me. Call out to me. Trust me. Even a sigh whispered in your heart, I hear. Even a weary glance toward the heavens, I see. And I will come without delay. The one lurking in the shadows will try to use your weakness to plant lies. He will try to make you believe it's all hopeless, that you've been abandoned, that no one really cares. But he is a liar from the beginning. You have not been forsaken. Even when you cannot feel me, I am still present. My love does not depend on fleeting feelings. It is a firm foundation, a rock you can build your entire life upon. My child, lean on me. Let me be your resting place, your shore when the waves rise. I am greater than every fear you've ever carried, stronger than the deepest anxieties in your heart. I know every confusion, every silent pain you've never spoken, and I do not stand by watching you struggle. I am fighting for you, even when you cannot see it. My hand is holding your soul gentle, yet strong, merciful, yet unshakable. Do not think weakness is wrong. Do not be ashamed when you need something to lean on. You were never meant to carry everything alone. You were created for communion with me. Draw strength from the endless well of life I offer. And you only need to open your heart to a simple act for that strength to flow in, like light quietly slipping through a door crack, like a breeze brushing over a thirsty desert. I am holding you right now, right in the fear, right in the confusion, even before you call my name. But if you turn back, if you invite me in, you will feel it more deeply. You will know that there is a love surrounding you like a fortress in the storm that cannot be broken through. No lie can tear down what I have planted within you. As long as you are with me, no force can snatch you from my hand. Keep walking, even if your legs tremble. Keep believing, even when doubt whispers loud. Let me lead you, carry you, heal you, and you will see, even in the days that seem darkest, the light was always there, not because you held firm, but because I held you, and I always will. My beloved child, your true home does not lie at a street address, does not reside in brick walls, tiled roofs, or any tangible structure. Your true home is the deep place within your soul, where you listen to your own voice, where you carry your joys and sorrows, your unanswered questions and hidden longings that no one has ever seen. It is the place where you reflect on life, where dreams are born and where silent battles are fought each day. I am there where you least expect me, not only in the moments when you lift up a prayer, but also in the silence when your heart is weary, your eyes gaze blankly, and your mind spins in a whirlwind with no escape. I am not watching from afar. I am with you in your laughter, in your tears, in every moment when you feel no one could possibly understand. I am not just a witness. I long to live with you, to walk with you in every breath, every ordinary second of your life. Do you know that every time you return to your inner self, even if only for a brief moment, to breathe deeply, to reflect on what is right or wrong, that is when I am knocking, quietly, but earnestly, because I don't want to be just a small part of your life. I long to fill you completely, to be the foundation you stand on, the source of life that flows through you every day. I don't come to take over, I come to heal, to restore, to fill the empty spaces you've tried so hard to hide, the spaces no one and nothing else can ever truly fill. But the choice, my dear one, still lies with you. Because I am true love, I do not barge in. I do not break down doors. I do not seize what you are unwilling to give. I simply knock, patiently, rhythmically, waiting for you to open your heart. And at the same time, there is another. He does not knock. He waits, lurking around your soul, studying every crack, looking for even a moment of your distraction to slip in. He doesn't need to shatter your world just for you to be too busy to listen, too tired to care, too numb to notice what's happening within. He can disguise himself with the most reasonable of excuses. You're just tired. Everyone goes through this. It's nothing, just a passing feeling. But each of those thoughts, each time you ignore the inner warning signs, that is the moment the door creaks open for darkness to step in. And soon, he sows coldness, doubt, and isolation. He wants you to believe you belong nowhere, that every relationship is fleeting, that you are too broken to deserve love. Don't believe him. My child, I am very near right there, in that sacred house of yours, and no power can intrude unless you open the door to him. That strength, the power to guard the home of your soul is in your hands. I gave you that freedom, not so you would be afraid, but so you could choose love, choose light, choose me. I do not promise it will always be easy, but I promise you this, if you choose me, your house will never be abandoned. It will be rebuilt when it crumbles, warmed when it grows cold, and illuminated when darkness surrounds. I will be the keeper of your door, never sleeping, never leaving as long as you give me room within your heart. You don't have to be strong to open the door. Open it in your weakness. In your honesty, that is when I can enter deepest. Let me be the first voice you hear each morning, the place of rest you return to at night. Do not let the enemy define your worth with lies. Let me remind you who you are. You are my beloved, the home I have chosen to dwell in, the place where I desire to stay forever. Choose me. Do not close your heart out of fear. Choose me, who is life, who is light, who is truth. The other waits for your weariness, but I am the one who stands firm. He comes to steal, destroy, and break you, but I come to restore, to rebuild, and to give you a peace so deep that nothing can take it away. And I will never abandon the house you offer me. That house is you, and I call it the sanctuary of love. My beloved child, I know, I truly know. I see you, not just the surface, but the very depths of your soul, the places no one else can see, the places where you hide your fatigue, your sleepless nights, your quiet sighs you never speak of. I see you when you try to smile, even as your heart is breaking. I am there when you wake in the middle of the night, heavy with questions, wondering if you can go on one more day. I see every tear you wipe away in silence, every nameless worry that clings to your mind. And my child, I am here. Life, with all its pressure and noise, sometimes feels like a weight pressing down on your shoulders. There are days when every path seems blocked, when everyone around feels distant, and you no longer recognize yourself. You ask, does anyone see? Does anyone understand? Is anyone here with me? And I answer, yes, I see. I understand. I am here, closer than you think, deeper than you feel. I have not come to scold you for being weak, nor to demand that you be strong at all times. I have come to hold your exhaustion, to carry the burden you've been dragging. You don't have to keep pretending. You don't have to wear the mask of being okay when inside you're silently crying for help. I do not need a perfect version of you. I only need the real you, with all your wounds, your failures, your broken pieces. I still call you my beloved. I am trying to rescue you not just from great dangers or obvious wrongs, but from the very weight you carry every day, the exhaustion, the confusion, the heaviness clouding your mind. I don't want you to equate yourself with your darkest days. You are not defined by your weariness. You are not only your falls, you are the one who still gets up, even if trembling, You are not your mistakes. You are the one I have redeemed with a love that never fades. You are mine. You belong to me. Before you could speak, before you understood the meaning of love, I had written your name upon my heart. Nothing you go through is beyond my sight. No pain is too small for me to care about. No tear is meaningless to me. I treasure you not for what you can do, but simply because you are you, created by my loving hands. Maybe you feel like you have nothing left to give and no more strength, no more faith. But my child, you don't need to give me anything but yourself. Even a hesitant prayer, a weary breath, a single upward glance in the dark, I will come. I am waiting not far away, but within the very beat of your heart, in the moment you stop and say, I need you. Although I am not surprised by your fatigue. On the contrary, I have carried that weight before. I have lived as you live. I have hungered, thirsted, been misunderstood, and suffered to the core. I don't just see you, I empathize. And that is why I can hold you up, because I know what you're walking through. I am not standing outside your storm calling you out. I step into the storm to go through it with you. Don't let the whispers of the enemy make you forget your true worth. He wants you to think that being tired means you've failed, that your burdens mean you're weak. But I say otherwise. Your weariness means you've tried. You've walked through difficult things. Your heart is still beating, which means you're still alive, still full of hope, still meant for more. And if you're still breathing, I still have a purpose for you. Look to me, not to escape reality, but to find the strength to live within it. See, Mino, with your physical eyes, but with the eyes of faith. Even if just a flicker, I will help you stand. I will walk with you, one step at a time. You may not feel the change immediately, but day by day, moment by moment, you will begin to feel lighter, less alone, and healed in a quiet but enduring way. I did not come to add another burden. I came to ease one, not to make life more complicated, but to simplify it. You are loved. You are not abandoned. You have a place to belong. I am that place, a place where you can lie down unguarded, cry without shame, and be silent without fear of judgment. Let me be the rest your weary soul longs for. My beloved, whatever tomorrow holds, whatever challenges lie ahead, I am already there. I am with you now in the present, and I wait for you in the future. There is no distance between us but what you build yourself, and even if you pull away, I remain, arms open, waiting, because my love for you does not depend on your perfection. It depends only on the fact that you are you. So if you find yourself at rock bottom, remember, it is not the place to remain. It is the place to begin again with me. I am the one who never turns you away when you return. I do not remind you of your failures. I wipe them clean and call you forward. And this time, you will not walk alone. Let me carry that burden with you. Dear one, let me enter in, help you breathe easier, live more fully, love more boldly. Let me remind you daily that you are not just a tired soul. You are chosen. You are loved. You are full of hope. And in every moment, you have me. Always, my beloved child. There is one who watches not from outside the house you live in, but right at the threshold of your heart, and he is closer than you think. He may be an old wound that still bleeds after all these years, a memory that haunts you quietly each night, a voice, small but persistent, that repeats again and again that you're not good enough, not worthy of love, not capable of making it through. Perhaps it's a temptation, pulling you little by little through things that seem harmless, a jealous glance, a harsh word, a choice to stay silent when you could forgive. Or maybe he is your fear of what has yet to come, those endless what-ifs, the worst-case scenarios you imagine, leaving you tangled in countless paths without knowing which leads home. Or worse still, he might be that emptiness, the vague feeling that nothing really matters, that life is just repetition, that love is a luxury not meant for you. He is the voice that whispers, you need no one, that only you can protect yourself, that nothing is worth hoping for. But I tell you this, that is not the truth. Those are lies poured into your heart to steal your life, your faith, your love. He doesn't need to shout to drown you out, just needs you to go silent within yourself, to stop seeking truth, to get used to living in quiet darkness. But I am here, not just standing at a distance, watching you struggle, waiting to see how you'll fare. No, I am not like that. I am the one who has entered and continues to enter into your most broken places, your weakest moments, not to judge, but to save. I am not distant from your life. I am the one who bowed low, who reached into the darkest places to lift you out. I entered the very mire that you thought no one would dare approach, not because you were deserving, but because the love within me could not stand idly by and watch you wither. I carried it all, the shame, the wounds, the guilt, the despair, so you wouldn't have to bear them alone. I was crucified, not because I was guilty, but because I desired to keep your soul in eternal life. And I rose again to show you that no darkness is final, no failure everlasting. Do you know, I am closer than your very breath, not just when you utter a prayer or step into a sacred place, but even when you lie silently in your room, weary and numb. I am there, not as a distant observer to your pain, but as a father kneeling beside his lost child, holding its hand and whispering, I am here. I never left. My voice is not loud, it is gentle. Patient, always whispering within you, come back. I am waiting. But to hear me, you must pause. Be still amid the noise you've built around you. I do not speak to please you. I speak truth because I love you with a love rooted in truth. If you choose to listen, my voice will grow clearer. If you choose to take my hand, my help will be stronger than anything pulling you down. And if you choose to open your heart, even just a crack, my love will flood in like pure water, healing every wound, every shadow, every part of you that you've forgotten. Do not think of me as some distant concept, a cold, divine abstraction. I do not dwell far above, issuing commands from the clouds. I stepped into the world, in flesh and blood, to feel every burden you carry. I cried. I suffered. I hungered. I was lonely. I know your exhaustion, for I have been tired too. I know betrayal, for I was betrayed. I know the fear of the long night, for I too trembled in the Garden of Gethsemane. And like you, I faced a choice, to continue or to give up. I chose to continue, because I thought of you. Don't let lies turn you away from me. Don't let broken experiences distort the image of me in your heart. I am not like others. My love is not like the love you've known. It is not unclear, not fickle. It does not abandon you when you're weak. nor withdraw when you fail. It does not require you to earn worthiness. It simply waits for you to say, I need you. And in that very moment, I will embrace you. No scolding, no demands, just pure love. Unconditional, unshakable, like a rock that nothing can move. You do not have to carry everything alone. I am ready, always ready, to walk with you. But you must invite me, not through complex rituals, but with a sincere word from your heart. Please come in, and I will. My beloved, my love has no limits, but for it to grow in you, you must let it enter. For it to heal, you must let me touch it. For me to save you, you must stop trying to save yourself. Stop striving. Stop believing. You must have all the answers. Let me be the answer. Let me be the life, the light, the hope, not in theory, but in the living reality of your own life. Because I did not come to bring religion, I came to bring life. Not to add to your burdens, but to lift the one you are already carrying. Not to condemn, but to embrace. To wipe your tears. To restore. I chose you, not because you were flawless, but because in every flaw, I still saw you, my precious child. So, dear one, don't let the enemy steal what I redeemed with my very life. Open the door. Choose me. Let my love become your refuge, your strength to rise again, the light that shines into every hidden corner of your heart. For I will never abandon you, and I will not stop until you know, truly know, that you have always been loved, even before you were formed. My precious child. Time, yes, it flows swiftly, quietly like a river that never ceases. Can you feel it, the days passing by? Sometimes like a breeze across your face, gone before you can truly grasp them. The months and years flash past without warning. I speak to you now, not to frighten or burden you, but to awaken you, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. The only thing you truly possess is the present, this very moment. As I call your name, there is one, as you may already know, who is always watching. He is not in a rush. He knows how to wait. He lurks in the shadows, like a predator hidden in the night, waiting for the moment you are most tired, most vulnerable. But do not fear, for I am more patient than him. My love is not bound by time. It surpasses every limit. Before the world was formed, I thought of you. I called you, set you apart for a noble journey. I have waited for you, and if needed, I will continue to wait. But my child, please, do not wait too long. Not because I would abandon you, but because time waits for no one. No one knows how many days remain in this life. No one knows which hug is the last, which sunrise will be the final one. Opportunities do not last forever, and though my love for you is eternal, your heart must open to receive it. This is too important, too beautiful, too grand to simply pass by as a fleeting thought and be forgotten. I am not merely saving you from something evil. I am saving you to give you something glorious, true life, true joy, peace beyond understanding, and a home with me forever, where there are no more tears, no more pain, where love is the very air you breathe, not a far-off dream, but something real, something near. Beginning now, if you choose to open your heart, you may look back on the days that have passed, and if you look closely, you will see my footprints everywhere. Those times you almost fell into despair. yet somehow stood again. That was me. The chance encounters, the gentle words that warmed your heart, that was also me. The moments when you thought no one heard you, yet someone showed care. I sent them. I kept you through the dark nights, the winters of your soul, the storms that threatened to sweep away all you held dear. Can you see me? Perhaps the enemy is whispering, there's no one. No one truly loves you. No one really understands. But my child, that is a lie. I loved you before you knew love. I know you down to every cell in your body. No one knows you more deeply. Every fear you won't admit. Every dream you've never voiced. And the miracle is, even knowing all this, I still chose to love you. Not a reluctant love, but a whole, resolute, everlasting love. The enemy may watch, but I am the one who guards you. My eyes have never left you, not for a single moment. When you sleep, I remain awake. When you are weary, I carry you upon my shoulders. No scheme of his can break through my protection, as long as you remain within my embrace. Don't let fear keep you from me. Don't let old failures convince you that you are unworthy. I don't see you with the eyes of the world. I see you with the eyes of a merciful Father, of a Creator who sees a precious gem among the ashes. He may whisper, but my voice is louder, louder than all accusations, louder than all painful memories, louder even than the silent cries in your heart. My voice is an unending love song, singing life, singing hope, singing boundless love. If you listen, you will find it comes not from outside, but from deep within your soul, where I dwell, waiting to be rekindled once again. I know this life can make your heart grow calloused. The losses, the betrayals, the disappointments may have hardened you. But beloved, the heart was not made to be cold. It was made to beat wildly with love. And no love is fuller, more enduring, more powerful than mine. Others may leave you, forget you, change, but I will not. I do not promise you will never suffer again, but I promise I will be with you in the suffering, wipe your tears, and step by step, lead you out of the darkness. If you've ever thought yourself too lost to be saved, remember this: it is never too late. There is no abyss too deep that my hand cannot reach, no wound so great that I cannot heal, no past too dark that my grace cannot illuminate it anew. All it takes is one small step toward me, and I will run to you with all of heaven in my heart. And I say again, time waits for no one. Do not delay love. Do not postpone healing. Do not let other voices drown out the gentle but relentless call of mine. Come back. You don't need to prepare anything. I only want you. Just your honest heart. Just one whisper. I want to come home. And I will embrace you without blame, without judgment. Only love. Only arms that will never let go. My beloved, this is the moment. This is the call. This is the deepest invitation I have ever sent to you. Let me save you, that you may truly live, truly rejoice, truly belong. I love you, and I will never stop loving you. As long as you breathe, I will hope. And when you return, you will see. I was always there, a place prepared for you, where you are safe, where you can rest, where you are called by your true name, beloved. My dearest one, pause now for a moment and listen deeply, not with your ears, but with your heart, for I am telling you something vital. You are not powerless. You are not alone. Even when your emotions scream that you are lost, even when the world makes you feel small, the truth remains unchanged. I am here. I am the unshakable refuge in your storm, the arms forever open no matter how many times you've turned away, the strength that lifts you when you think you've fallen for good. You may not always feel my presence, but that does not mean I am absent. Like the air surrounding you, even when unseen, I am always here, gentle, persistent, faithful. You don't need to shout for me to hear. Whisper. If you are tired, just breathe. If you have no words, even if your mind is filled with broken fragments and unfinished thoughts, I still hear you. I see. I understand. And most of all, I am not as far as you think. Be honest with me. What is holding you back? What are you afraid of? Is it a wound from the past you've not been able to let go? Is it a nameless anxiety about an uncertain future? Is it the belief that you are not enough, not worthy, not lovable? I invite you, speak it, even just in your thoughts. Let your heart open, not to make you weak, but to let me in with the gentleness of the one who knows every beat within you. The watchful enemy still lurks. He knows the hidden corners of your soul, the places you've locked away out of fear of being hurt, but he cannot touch me. And if you choose to dwell in me, to shelter in me, he cannot touch you either. He may roar, he may threaten, but he has no authority over you unless you believe his words over mine. The world will always say, try harder, stand on your own. Success is everything. Everyone has their burdens, you cannot be one of them. These words may sound wise, but they imprison your soul in invisible cages. They make you believe your worth lies in what you can do, what you achieve, or who approves of you. But that is not the truth. I say something entirely different. You are precious not because you are perfect, not because you are strong enough, moral enough, successful enough. You are precious simply because you belong to me. Before you ever did a thing, before you tried to fix yourself, before you even understood life, I called you mine. My love didn't wait for you to become worthy. It existed before you knew how to love, and it will remain long after you are weary. I am your true home, not a place on this earth, but where you are loved without condition, where you can breathe without fear of judgment, where you can truly rest in me. You don't have to perform. You don't have to pretend to be strong. You don't have to hide your tears. In me, you can return to your truest self, a soul learning to live, learning to trust, learning to love again. That enemy may steal reputation, work, possessions, but he cannot steal what I have declared mine. And I have declared it before heaven and earth. You are mine, fully, powerfully, eternally. No one can change that. No mistake is too great for me to turn away. No weakness surprises me. I know it all, and still, I choose you. You don't have to manage everything on your own. It's time to stop striving in your own strength and come back to me, to the place where peace does not depend on circumstances, where healing begins at the roots, where love never runs dry. Remember, strength is not found in how long you can stand, but in knowing whom to lean on when you can't. I am that place, the place you can always return to. No conditions, no limits, never too late. Just come, and I will gather you in my arms, wipe your tears, and tell you, I never left. I have always been here, and I still love you, just as I did in the beginning. So, my child, lift up your head. Let me remind you that you are not defined by failure, not bound by the past, not limited by fear. You are the light I placed in this world, not to be extinguished, but to shine. And every time you feel weak, remember, you have me, your strength, your fortress, your home, my beloved. Come to me. No need to prepare, no need to prove, no need to carry more than you already have. Lay down your burdens. Exhale the weariness you've carried for too long. Let me be your rest, not just in this moment, but forever. My arms are open, not to demand, but to embrace, not to interrogate, but to heal, not to judge, but to love you fully, just as you are. I see everything you've never said aloud, the fears you quietly keep, the dreams you once believed were too small to matter, the wounds you don't dare touch for fear of more pain. I see them, and I do not turn away. Instead, you draw closer. I do not avoid your pain. I step into it, bringing light, life, and a love powerful enough to awaken what you thought was lost forever. Give me the things you've tried to hide, that I may heal them. Give me the forgotten dreams, that I may breathe life into them again. Don't fear that they are too small, too foolish, or too far gone, for I am the one who placed them in your heart to begin with. Nothing in you is meaningless when placed in my hands. What you thought was fading, with me, is only beginning. I am the resurrection, and I will resurrect the parts of you thought were gone forever. The enemy may be watching. He sees where you tremble, sees the doubts creeping in, sees you torn between faith and fear. He aims at your most fragile places, trying to drag you down with old wounds. But my child, he sees only the surface. I see deeper. I see where you are strong, because I placed that strength in you. I know the innermost place in you, where even when everything shakes, a light still burns. That light is mine. It comes not from your effort or merit, but from my spirit within you. When you are weak, I am strong. When you fall, I catch you. When you despair, I spark hope again. You have my spirit, the one who will never leave you. You have my light, a flame darkness cannot overcome. You have my family, not just a faith, but a sacred home where you truly belong. You are not alone. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are part of something greater, part of my heart, part of the eternal plan I am weaving. So stand up, not because you are ready, but because I have already prepared the way, not in your strength, but in mine. Don't wait until you feel enough. Walk forward, for I go with you. Stretch out your shoulders, lift your head, and look into the light I am shining before you. Walk, not in fear, but in trust, for every step you take with me is a step out of the darkness, a step into true life, a step closer to who you were created to be, the one I still see as wonderful. And my child, don't look back, not because the past doesn't matter, but because it no longer defines you. The mistakes, the losses, the wounds of yesterday, I have borne them. When you give them to me, they are no longer chains, but testimonies of healing, of grace, of transformation. Don't let them hold you back. Don't let the enemy use your past to block the future I've prepared for you. It is time to move forward, not alone, not striving, but in peace, in true freedom. In the light I am leading you with, come to me and rest in me. You will not only be comforted, you will be renewed, lifted, reminded that you still matter, still have a future, still have a place in eternity that no one else can take. This is no empty promise. This is eternal truth. I am calling you, not in thunder or lightning, but in a warm voice from the depths of your soul. That voice does not drown out all noise, but it never falls silent. It waits for you to notice, waits for you to respond, waits for you to say, "Here I am." And when you do, even in a whisper, all of heaven will pause to listen. For that is the moment you return, not only to me, but to yourself, to your purpose, to the meaningful life you've always longed for. Come, my child. Come and live. Come and rest. Come and begin again. I am waiting, and I will not stop, for my love for you is forever. My beloved child, what I am whispering to you now is not a fleeting thought born from a moment of emotion. No, these are words I have carried within me since before time began, before the first light of dawn, before mountains rose or seas formed, before you were ever formed in your mother's womb. My love for you has always been there, whole, deep, and unshakable. That love is why I came, why I lived as a man, why I endured pain, gave myself up, and remain even now, not for fame, not for power, but for you. Do you know? The thought of losing you is unbearable to losing you to the darkness, to hopelessness, to a life without truth. That is what breaks my heart, and that is why I have never stopped trying to rescue you. I did it not with mere words, but with every step I walked, every drop of blood I shed, every moment of suffering I bore, because you are of immeasurable worth to me. Perhaps you've never believed yourself to be precious. Perhaps the words of others, the weight of your failures, or even your weary soul have made you feel like just another face in the crowd, an anonymous number, someone insignificant. But to me, you are not unseen. You are the one I call by name, with my very voice. You are the reason I entered human history, the one I have loved with my whole heart. Yes, the enemy is still watching. He probes every crack in your heart, waiting for the moment of weakness. For when you are tired and no longer long for what is good, he is calculated, well-versed in what once brought you down. But do not forget, I am watching too, and my gaze is not like his. He watches to exploit, I watch to protect. He waits to invade, I act to shield. He may be stealthy, but I am stronger. He may stalk, but I am the one who has overcome. He may whisper, but my voice resounds with power. If you would just listen, he wants you to bow in fear. But I say to you, lift up your eyes. Look and see I am here, not far off, not so high you cannot reach me, but near, so near that even a silent whisper from your heart is heard. A single tear is seen, a flicker of hope in your mind. I catch it. Listen to me. You are not just someone swept up in the whirlwind of life, lost in the demands of a noisy world, urging you to be more, to be better, to be different. You are not the sum of your failures, your circumstances, or your mistakes. You are the one I came for, the one I chose among many, the one I held nothing back for, not even my own life. I did not come to observe you from a distance. I came to enter in deeply, personally, intimately, not to shame you for what you haven't achieved, but to remind you that I have already done enough, not to add weight to your tired shoulders, but to carry that burden for you, not to demand, but to give life, peace, truth, and a love without conditions. And my dear child, I remain for you, not for what you can offer, not for your accomplishments or righteousness, but for you, with your honest, the fragile heart that longs to be loved and to truly live. I stay not out of obligation, but because my heart is bound to yours, for there is no place in all the world more precious to me than your soul. Let me in. You don't need to wait until you're ready. I'm not seeking perfection, I'm seeking sincerity. Just one small reply, come, and I will do the rest. I won't just enter, I will stay. Stay in every joy, every sorrow, every step you take, every battle you face. Stay to remind you that you are never alone and never forsaken. My beloved, everything I say, each word is not to move you temporarily, but to root you in the eternal truth that you are deeply, unconditionally, and forever loved. Nothing, no darkness, no mistake, no pain is powerful enough to separate you from my love. So open your heart. Let go of what's pulling you into the shadows. Come back. Let me do what I've longed to do, to rescue you, to guard you, to live with you, because I have chosen you, and I will never undo that choice. You are the one I came for, the one I loved to the very end, the one I remain for today, tomorrow, and forever. My precious one. Yes, the one who watches still lingers near, silently observing, waiting for a small breach in your heart to slip through. But do not be afraid, for I am the one who remains. I am the one who never leaves, even if others turn away, even if the world shifts with every breath. Ether, one who created you, understands you, and loves you, am still here, not as a distant onlooker, but as a father beside you, a faithful friend, a presence who stays when you feel most alone. I am the one who searched for you while you were still lost. I did not wait for you to find your way back. I took the first step walking through darkness, overcoming barriers you thought no one could cross. I am not afraid of brokenness, mess, or scars, for your soul has always been worth it to me. I run to you the moment you turn back. I do not keep my distance. I do not make you beg before I forgive. I embrace you before you utter a single word. I do not love you because you're right. I love you because you are mine, and because I love you, I have done, am doing, and will do everything to save you, not with threats or force, but with love, with kindness, with a patient hand stretched out, a hand that never trembles, never pulls away. No matter how many times you refuse, that hand still waits for you to reach, to trust, to step closer. Just one step, and I will do the rest. Stay with me. Child, don't walk away when you feel weak. Don't believe that I only want the strong, the unshaken. No, I want to be your refugee place, where you can exhale your exhaustion, lay down your fears, and be free from pretending to be okay. You don't have to be whole to come to Macomb as you are, in your rawest, most broken self, and I will be the shoulder that holds, the fortress that shields your soul from every cruel arrow life may hurl. I know the road ahead is rugged, full of turns that may confuse you. There will be moments when the light dims and you'll wonder if you're still on the right path. But remember, you don't walk alone. I go before you to make a way. I walk beside you to lift you up. I come behind you to guard your back. I am the one you can lean on when all else wavers. I remain. When every voice changes like the wind, my word stays the same. That watchful one, though cunning and persistent, cannot undo what I have done for you. He cannot erase the price I paid. He cannot rewrite the story I have penned with my love and blood. He cannot steal you from my hand unless you believe him more than you believe me. But even when you doubt, even when you turn away, I will not give up. I have declared it before heaven and earth, before every power in existence, that you are mine. Not partly, not temporarily, but wholly and eternally. No force and no death, not darkness, not sin can change that. You are not defined by your past. You are not limited by what others have said. You belong to me and I belong to you. This is not a fleeting feeling, not an empty promise. It is a truth deep and solid, stronger than any foundation this world can offer. When you forget, I will remind you. When you stray, I will find you. When you fall, I will carry you. And when you're ready to give up, I will hold you with a love that never wavers. So pause now. In the midst of the storm that's sweeping you up, look into my eyes, the eyes of one who does not accuse, but only loves. Let me be your shelter, not for a moment, but forever. Let your heart rest in Mitha, one who does not promise the storm will always cease, but who promises you will never go through it alone. My dearest child, trust Menno tomorrow, not someday when you feel more ready, but today, this very day. Take one step with me. Place your foot in my light, just one step, because today is the time given to you, not by chance, but appointed for you and me to meet in the middle of this life, in the weariness, the confusion, even in the quiet shadows that have crept in. I do not ask you to be strong immediately, or to understand everything. I ask only for your trust, so I might rescue you today, and place you where you truly belong, in my arms, in my light, in the abundance of life I've prepared just for you. When the darkness closes in, when the prowler feels too close, making you afraid, confused. And Alanido, not forget, I am the light, not a flickering, human-made glow, but a light that never fades. With me, no shadow can stay forever. No fear can bind you permanently. No chain can hold your soul when I have called you into freedom. Where I am, there is life, not fragile life, but fullness overflowing, satisfying, healing, and that place where I dwell is where I want you to live, to grow, to rest, to be renewed, and to be loved without condition. I am trying to save you not out of duty, nor pity. I save you because I want to, because you are my joy, my treasure, the one I love personally, deeply, and forever. No one can take your place in my heart, no matter what you've done, no matter how unworthy you think you are. I still look at you the same, with the eyes of the one who loves, who never tires of seeking and keeping. You no longer need to run in circles looking for safety. Step into it. Live in it. Let me be your homonaut temporarily, but now and forever. And now, as your heart grows still, I need you to hear this, something not easy to say, but essential for you to know. Out there, in the world you live in, there are those flesh and blood humans who have chosen to align with darkness, not the darkness of sadness or fleeting mistakes, but true darkness forces that deliberately oppose the light, who consciously reject life. These people seek powers not meant for humanity. They touch spirits that must not be disturbed. They do not seek to heal or love, they seek control, destruction, and division among mankind. What they are doing is not merely a mistake, it is a danger, a fracture in the soul of the world that is spreading, seeping into every corner of human life, from art and education to technology, media, and even religious beliefs that have been twisted. They wear an alluring mask, promises of freedom, power, enlightenment, yet at their core lies corruption, a clever substitution of truth with deception. And my child, it is not far away. It is not in some vague or mystical realm. It is closer than you think, weaving its way into conversations, new ideas, the images you scroll past each day. I tell you this not to sow fear, but to awaken you. You cannot take this lightly. You cannot treat it as mere imagination. You cannot remain silent or indifferent. The enemy is no longer hidden. He is operating openly, seducing, persuading, enticing, and he is patient. But I say again, I am stronger. I am brighter. I have already overcome, and I am with you. That is why I want you to rise, awaken, and step into the light decisively. There is no time left for hesitation. No more walking half in the light, half in the dark. I need you in me, fully, firmly, without delay. Not so that I may control you, but that I may protect you. That truth may guard your mind. That light may guide your path in a world that is descending into greater chaos. I want you not just to survive, but to live boldly, to shine like a lamp in the night, to live as one who belongs to the light, unashamed, unshaken, and unwavering. My beloved, today is your day, not another day, not when everything becomes perfect. Today, choose me. Walk with me. Let me save you. And from that moment on, you will never walk alone. You will have me, the living one, the protector, the loving one, and no darkness, no heathen force. No secret scheme can stand against you when you are in my hand. I have waited for you. Now step into the light. Come into my house and live. Truly live. Because you are the one I love. Because you are the one I have chosen. Because you are the one I will never let go. Ever. My beloved child. Do not let appearances deceive you. Those who dwell in the shadows do not always show up with fierce faces or loud cries. Sometimes they come cloaked in charm, in seemingly harmless smiles, in advice that sounds wise, and in sweet promises of control, success, and safety. But beneath that smooth surface is a soul turned away from the light, a heart rushing toward the abyss, dragging countless innocent souls down the path of darkness. You may have met them. You may have believed them. You may have felt their hand on your shoulder saying, "This is the real way to live. This is the shortcut. This is how not to be hurt." And perhaps a part of you wavered, because they spoke the words that a weary heart like yours wanted to hear, that you don't have to wait, that you don't have to trust the unseen, that you should be the one in control of everything. But my child, I see them clearly, not just their faces, but the depths of their hearts. I know every whisper in the dark, every silent compromise made by people who look ordinary, with forces that promise much but only bring ruin. I see the unseen handshakes, the unspoken deals sealed not by pen and paper, but by the quiet rejection of light, piece by piece. No bloodshed required, only a heart turned away from truth. I know when a soul begins to trade its inner life for outer control. I know when a heart stops praying and starts relying solely on self or on some false strength, as long as it produces results. These seekers of darkness don't just destroy themselves, they are watching your house. Their eyes are not just on what's visible, but on your peace, your faith, your resolve. They study every crack in the walls of your heart, a moment of doubt, a word of complaint, a wave of fatigue. They do not need to break in with violence. They only need you to forget that you are living in a battle, that you still need the light, the truth, and me every single day. They don't need to take your soul, only to get you to stop guarding it. Do you know what they fear most? Not your strength, not your loud declarations, but that you still cling to me, no matter what, that you still pray, even with a trembling voice, that you still choose what is right, even when no one applauds, that you still stand in the light, even when the world leans toward darkness, because light, even just a flicker, causes the shadows to flee. I say this not to frighten you, but to awaken you, not to make you suspicious of everyone around you, but to help you guard your inner sanctuary, to preserve the life within you, as one would tend to a sacred flame. No one else can do it for you, but I can help you if you let me in. Let me be the watchman of your house, not just of the outer things, but of your mind, your emotions, your faith, and your soul. Do not let false promises make you forget that you were redeemed at an unspeakable cost by my love itself. They may be watching, but they do not have the right to determine your future. I am the one who called you before time began, who chose you, who declared that you are mine. Hold on to that truth. Be awake, but not anxious. Be alert, but not afraid. Because I am here, stronger than any power hiding in the dark. And if you are in me, then no force, hidden or visible, can snatch you from my hand. My beloved, there are those working quietly, yet fiercely, to distort this world. Little by little, they do not merely seek power or influence, but strive to bend all that is sacred to serve their own desire. They no longer distinguish light from darkness. Or worse, they do, but choose the darkness anyway. They have traded the light for the shadow, truth for sweet lies, unconditional and profound love for chains dressed in the guise of lust, control, and warped pride. I tell you this not to make you afraid, but to awaken you, because this is no trivial matter. This is a battle unfolding, not loud, not obvious, but more real than what your eyes can see. These people, though intellectual, influential, or praised, are in truth serving a power they do not fully understand. The enemy they've fallen to is not weak or predictable. He is cunning, older than humanity itself, who has seen through human nature since the beginning. He is the liar from the beginning. And even now he trades in the sweetest lies to steal what is most precious in mankind, truth, life, love. He does not need to threaten openly, only to whisper, a seed of doubt, a flattering word that stirs pride, a situation that fuels your anger, a shadow that sparks fear, and through them, he opens the door to pull people in. Those who serve him often do not realize they are being used. They think they are in control of wealth, of reputation, of emotions, of power. But in truth, they are wielding the tools he has handed them: greed to drown out gratitude, pride to reject humility, rage to smother forgiveness, and fear to slam shut the gates of faith. They believe they are winning, but they are merely pawns in a larger game, part of a web spun of darkness and manipulation, and that is why you must stay awake, not to be confused, but to stand firm, not to fear, but to trust in me, the one who transcends all forces, the one who has already won the battle since before time began. When you know the truth, when you live in the light, you will not be entangled in that web of darkness. No matter how intricate it is, you will not be seduced by sweet words hiding dark intent. You will not fall for the trap of ego over truth. You must be ready, not with swords or physical weapons, but with truth, faith, humility, and enduring love. Keep the light alive within your soul. Don't let the world dim the truth I have placed in you. You were not born to live vaguely between right and wrong, between light and shadow. You were called to shine boldly, clearly, powerfully, not only to walk in the light, but to bring that light to the places that need it most. And you are not alone in this. I am here. I will always be here. I am the guardian of your soul, in a world filled with deceptive voices and alluring snares. Let me be your fortress, the lamp to your feet, the voice you heed each day. Choose to stand in the light, fully, firmly, and with conviction. For you, I keep fighting. And for you, I want you to know the real enemy, so you will never mistake painted darkness for true light. You belong to me, and in me, you always have the power to discern, to choose, and to stand. Remember this, my child, no matter how far the darkness spreads, light only needs to appear, and the shadows vanish. And that light, it is within you, my beloved child. In the world you live in, there are things no longer simply wrong. They are wrong in cunning, seductive, and quiet ways. There are those who tirelessly pursue power, not to build, but to destroy. They do not seek higher positions to do what is right, but to suppress goodness, to strangle what is true. To them, light is a threat, and darkness is cloaked in lovely names like opportunity, success, and authority. I see each of them clearly. Some sell their souls for money, some act out of deep wounds never healed, and some simply desire to feel taller than others, though their height is only a hollow shell, inflated by insecurity and pride. I see every step they take, and each step pulls the world closer to the edge of the abyss. Do not take this lightly. My child, I do not say these things to frighten you, to make you see darkness everywhere and close your heart. No, I speak so that you may stand firm, so that you may know where the real battle lies, so that you do not fall asleep in an age that calls for awakening, so that you do not think evil is something distant or someone else's concern. These people are not unstoppable. On the contrary, light, is always strong enough to drive out darkness. But there is something more dangerous than overt schemeshit is indifference. When hearts grow distracted, when kind souls become weary and inattentive, when those who carry light choose to keep it hidden out of fear or busyness, that is when evil thrives the most. It does not need an open door, only a crack. A tired soul that no longer prays. A family that has lost connection. A community divided by trivial things. Enjeux left unreconciled. Fears left unsoothed. It is in these very places that the whispers begin. Shortcuts for the desperate. Illusions of glory for the proud. Poisonous comforts for the wounded. They whisper, "No one is coming to save you. You only need to care for yourself. All that is good is fake." They sow doubt in the hearts of people, doubt in truth, in love, in trust. And then, from a world once radiant with light, people begin to live as if the sun had gone out. But I remind you of this: their power does not come from themselves. They are not mighty because they are great. They are empowered by darkness. They build nothing lasting, for what they possess is only illusion, borrowed from a source that will collapse the moment it stands before me. The light I bring is not only radiant, it is unquenchable. Yet to not be swept away by this storm, you must stand with me. You must open your eyes, not just those of the body, but the eyes of your spirit. You must keep your heart steadfast, not by your own strength, but by my presence within you. Do not chase after what is fleeting. Build your life upon a foundation that cannot be shaken. Let me be your refuge, and also your weapon. I am not only saving you from battles within your fears, or your doubt, the moments you want to give up. I am also rescuing you from the dark tide being unleashed by those who care nothing for the soul, who do not believe in eternal life, and who have no reverence for the truth. I see what they are building, and I also know it will fall. But you must not be part of it. Stay awake. Pray. Remain near me. Live each day as a small light, for many small lights together can drive back a sea of darkness. And if ever you grow weary, feel like letting go, I feel like turning away, remember that I am still working. In silence, in depth, in every seemingly small choice, I am saving you, keeping you, leading you toward true peace. You are not merely a bystander, you are a precious part of my divine plan. And for this very reason, I call you, stand with me, not because I need your help, but because I want you to truly live, to shine, to remain unshaken in a time that trembles. The wicked may deceive many, but they cannot deceive me. He may sow fear, but he cannot extinguish my light in you. So long as you keep your heart in me, and I, the one who lives, who loves, who guards, will not let the storm reach you. If you walk in the truth, my beloved child, the evil you now witness it is not merely isolated acts or temporary missteps. It is not just selfishness or innocent misunderstanding. No, my child, it is a wave, a fire spreading quickly like flame across a dry field, scorching not only the material but also the sacred, burning away the values I planted from the very beginning. These ones, those who have sold their souls to the darkness, are relentlessly expanding their reach, pushing back the light little by little, using cunning and the twisted gifts they've received from forces not of the light. What they sow is not just chaos in society, but deeper still in the human soul. They shatter sacred bonds between people, between parents and children, between friends, between spouses, between communities and their faith. They break trust, causing people to become suspicious, to withdraw from love, to refuse mercy. They turn the world into a place that is cold, hard, empty, where people live near one another, but remain distant, speak much, but understand little, exist, but no longer know what it means to truly live. They do not seek out the strongest to corrupt, they prey on the vulnerable, the souls desperate for love, the lonely hearts in a sea of people, those struggling between pain and hope. They lurk where there are cracksand with just the smallest gap. They blow in sweet-sounding lies, honeyed words with venom like a serpent's fang. You are unlovable. No one cares about you. Faith is pointless. These words may never be spoken aloud, but they operate as if they are truth. And people begin to believe, to give up, to live as if no light remains for them. And sometimes, my child, they do not even need to speak their actions, shout louder than any voice. When I desire to build bridges to bring hearts together, to mend what has been torn apart, they erect walls instead, strongholds of fear, of misunderstanding, of selfishness and judgment. When I call forth faith, a trust in what is good, in a being greater than all wounds, they plant in human hearts the seeds of doubt, doubt in each other, in themselves, and ultimately, in me. They do not use the language of light, they speak in deadly silence. In the coldness of a world severed from its true source of life, they attack not only with weapons, but with culture, with ideology, with media, with distorted moral standards. They make people believe that coldness is strength, that independence means not needing love, that forgiveness is weakness, and that truth is just a bendable opinion. Therefore, I need you to stay awake, not to fear what is happening, but to clearly perceive, walk in the light deliberately, not passively, not blindly. I need you to see that this is not merely a clash of lifestyles, but a battle between life and death, between truth and deception, between eternal love and dark manipulation. And I am calling you not merely to watch from the sidelines, but to become part of the light, to push back walls by building bridges in your very life. You cannot save the whole world, but you can bring light where you stand. You can speak truth where others fall silent. You can embrace the hurting when others turn away. You can believe when the world is drowning in doubt. And each such act, no matter how small, is a crack in the darkness where my light may rush in. Do not be afraid when you see the darkness spreading. One flame alone can illuminate an entire room. And that flame, my child, is already within you because I placed it there. As long as you keep it burning, as long as you keep your faith in me, the light will never go out. And what the enemy has built will not stand for long, for light always triumphs, always dispels, always renews. And I, the one who loves you, who knows all things, will always be here, with you, in every step, in every choice. Keep your heart tender, keep your eyes open, and keep your faith alive. For one day, when all is revealed, you will see that your life was never meaningless, and that the light you carried saved not only your soul, but the souls of others too. And that is why I am still calling you. Come, rise, and walk into the light today, my beloved child. Now you see, don't you? What once was straight has grown bitterly twisted. Leaders who were born to serve now seek only their own gain. standing atop the pain of the small and voiceless. Systems meant to protect life are crushing souls, instead silencing them, making them believe they are a burden rather than a treasure. Words once meant to preach hope, life, and light now overflow with division, judgment, and hatred. No, this is not by chance. This is their doing, those who welcomed darkness in, who turned their backs on the light and became instruments of destruction. They do not act alone. They fuel chaos with arrogance, with intentional silence, with short-term choices that reap long-term ruin. And they think they are winning. They believe that each time a child cries in silence, a mother collapses with no one to lift her, a vulnerable person is pushed aside. It's proof of their dominion. They delight in tears where laughter should dwell, in silence where songs once rang, in seeing humans made in my imagiturn away from me to seek salvation in counterfeits. But, my child, they do not see the whole picture. They do not perceive that I am present in every broken moment, in every instant of despair. I am there, not distant, not immobile, not silent. I see everything. I know every scheme, every strategy wrapped in glittering deception. And no, I am not silent. I am calling. I am moving not in the noisy way the world prefers, but with power, certainty, and unstoppable force. They cannot comprehend the strength of holiness. They cannot foresee what love can do when it ignites within one heart that dares to believe in me. They don't understand that I can reduce their entire plan to ashes with a single breath, a single word. And, my child, each time you choose to stand with me, to keep your heart in the light, to believe in truth, even when everything around you is twisted, that is, when my light spreads. Don't think you're too small. Don't believe that what you do is insignificant. For in my hands, one act of love can shatter 1,000 lies. One awakened soul can halt a flood of darkness. One silent prayer can shake the gates of hell. I do not ask you to be great. I invite you to be faithful. Stay. Believe. You may see ruins, and it disheartens you. But I see more. I see the rebuilding. I see hearts still loving quietly in the shadows. I see those who refuse to bow to evil, even at the cost of their peace. I see the small light within you, and I will keep it. I will fan it into flame, and I will use it to illuminate the very places the enemy thought he had conquered completely. Do not be afraid. My child, do not let the chaos blind you. I am still here. No one can unseat me. No scheme confuses me. No power forces me back. I am your defender, your warrior, the one who holds the whole story from beginning to end. You need only to keep walking, not quickly, but with me. Don't let the noise drown out my voice in your heart. Don't let stories of failure make you forget that the story I've written for you is one of restoration, victory, and life. Even if the world falls into chaos, even if they believe they rule it, remember this: they do not know that even now, I am calling you. I am standing among the ashes and saying, live, stand, shine. My beloved child, from the very beginning, I created this world with a deeply good purpose, not a world of chaos, coldness, or futility, but a place overflowing with life, bursting with joy, and warmed by love. Everything I made bears the mark of love, from the seed silently growing in the soil, to a child's laughter, to the heartbeat pulsing in you this very moment. The world was not made for people to struggle and fight to survive, but to live together, to love one another, and to dwell in me, the source of unending life. But, my child, not all have chosen to protect that goodness. Some have turned away, unwilling to live in truth, unwilling to remain in the light. They are dissatisfied with the world as I made it, and so they try to remake it in their own twisted image, distorted and corrupted by dark ambitions I never planted in the human heart. They do not pursue justice or peace. They do not seek life. They crave power, control, domination, aiming to manipulate everything around them with cold control and fear. They are trying to turn this world into a reflection of themselves, stripping away compassion, forgiveness, and the gentle light that guides the conscience. They reach into the shadows, seeking power not of life, but of death powers that harden the heart, dull the senses, and turn people indifferent to one another's pain. They have turned from me, rejected the light that never goes out, and in the darkness, they believe they've found strength, but it is a strength that leads only to decay. My child, they do not understand that true power does not lie in control or dominion, but in the ability to heal, to lift, to love. Real power belongs to me, the one who can bring a broken heart back to life, who can turn tears into seeds of joy, who never needs to force anyone to call him king, because love is the highest power. But they, blinded by ambition, cling to the darkness, believing it is their fortress, their foundation. They hold on so tightly that they do not see the darkness slipping through their fingers like smoke, leaving only emptiness, a chilling void where once a soul longed to be filled. And the saddest part of all is this: they do not see that they are lost, or if they do, they dare not return, fearing that light will expose it all. But I remain patient. I have never given up on them. And in the same way, I have never given up on you. No matter how far this world is dragged into the shadows, my light does not go out, and I am still calling to those who will listen. Come home. Step out. Choose life. End of. You do not need to understand everything to trust me. You only need to know this: I do not change. My love is steadfast. My power is perfect. While others build castles on the sand of ambition, you build your life upon the solid rock of truth, of love, of the light I placed within you. And when you walk in that light, not only are you protected, you become part of my plan to restore this world to the beauty I intended from the beginning. So, my precious child, do not fear the spreading darkness. Though they shout, though they appear strong, though the world may call them successful, they are spiraling into their own destruction. Light always wins. Truth always stands. And love, my love for you and for this world, will never be defeated. Choose your portion. Live as one who belongs to the light. In a world desperate to trade beauty for deception, carry that light not with pride, but with quiet courage, compassion, humility, and trust. And when you do, you will not only be living in purpose, you will be partnering with me to bring life back into the world again. And forever, my beloved child, listen to me now, not with your ears, but with your whole heart. This is not the time to ignore, not the time to wander forward as if all this is far off. This is a moment for awakening, for clear choices, for the courage to return to the light. I do not call you with fear, I call you with wisdom, with truth, with a love that never grows weary. The one watching your house is not a harmless shadow. He may not show himself, may not knock loudly, but don't mistake silence for safety. He may carry the intent of those I've warned you about, those who seek darkness. Nurture, destruction. Welcome distortion. And crave power not to protect, but to dominate. Head draws near, slipping through the smallest cracks, a moment of doubt, a weary breath, a single forgotten prayer. He may attach himself to what seems harmless, a harmful habit, a recurring thought that says, "I'm not enough," a buried emotion no one ever noticed. This is how he tests the door, not the wooden door, but the door of your heart, where your soul, the most precious part of you, resides. But I, too, I am standing there. I am not far. I am never late. I am knocking. My knock is not harsh, not forced, but it is stronger. It doesn't startle you into fear, it awakens you into knowing you are still loved, still called by name. My voice is firmer than any whisper in your mind. Among the noise of lies and lures, my word is the unshakable truth. I do not come with a counterfeit light, a cold, polished, empty glow like the one he sells. I come with warmth, with healing, with living light. I come to rescue you from the toxic pull, from the sweet trap of control, from the illusion that you can save yourself by staying away from me. I am trying to save you not with dominion, but with unconditional love. Stand with me, my child. Turn your heart toward Mephili, without hesitation. Let me in completely, deeply, entirely, right now, and forever. Do not reserve a corner for doubt. Do not allow any part of your heart to remain in fear, shame, or anger. Let me shine upon it all, not to judge, but to rescue. The world may tremble. Foundations that once seemed firm may be crumbling. The schemes of the wicked may twist truth and wear down the righteous. But I do not tremble. I do not change. I am the rock eternal, the everlasting one who was, and is, and will always be. They may rejoice when they see you falter, when they see you hesitate to step forward. But remember, they cannot undo what I have done. They cannot reverse the life I have given. The grave is empty, death has been defeated. My promises do not shift with time, nor fade in the face of trials. They cannot take you from me unless you surrender your soul. And my beloved, I am pleading with you, do not do that. Do not give up eternal life for a fleeting moment. Do not trade everlasting light for a temporary illusion. You were not made to dwell in darkness. You were created to shine, to walk in freedom, to live in love. I am trying to save you because you are worthy, not because you are perfect, not because you have never fallen, but because you are mine, because my love for you does not fade, because I fought for you on the cross. In every day, I waited for your return. In every moment, you were ready to give up, and I will continue to fight each day, each hour until you see clearly. You have never been abandoned. When their shadows stretch long, remember, I am the dawn. When their voices roar, remember, mine still whispers your name. When their power seems near, remember, I am the one who shatters plots, breaks chains, tears through every veil of deceit. They may watch over your house, but I am your protector. They may desire your soul, but I have claimed it with love, with blood, with a promise no one can replace. So, my child, choose me. not out of fear of loss, but because you were once found, not to escape pain, but because you were made to live in truth, in life, and in the deepest love. I am the one who descended from heaven to reach you, the one who overcame death to hold you, the one who does not walk away when you fail, the one who stands at the door of your heart, not knocking once, but knocking always, waiting always, loving always. You don't need to carry everything. You only need to open your heart, and I will enter, cleanse, heal, rebuild, and remain. You are mine, not temporarily, but eternally, and I am yours forever, unshakably. I am trying to save you not only from them, but so that you may live truly as yourself, so that you may return to the purpose for which I created you, so that you may walk not in fear but in light. For when the world still seeks darkness, I am the dawn that never fades. Now, let me teach you how to lift the prayer of your life to me, Almighty God. Please open the ears of my heart to hear your voice knocking. So often I've rushed through life, becoming numb, no longer able to tell the voice of life from the whispers of darkness. I ask you, come again. Knock once more on the door of my heart. But this time, please help me to open it. Pull me away from the false light that surrounds the world, and bring me into the true light of your presence where I can live, be at peace, and be protected. O Almighty Father, when the world trembles, when the schemes of darkness seem to prevail, my heart trembles too. But it is in that fear that I seek you. Please make my faith steadfast as a rock. Remind me that you still reign, that the wicked cannot destroy what you have made. Let me choose you each day, not out of fear, but out of faith, and because of your unchanging love. O healer of all, please rescue those swallowed by darkness without even knowing. So many are weary, disperati, seduced by false lights and empty promises. Use me as a bearer of your light, not by my own wisdom, but by your light within me. Let me not turn my face from evil, but dare to live, to love, and to fight for what is true. Almighty God, I thank you for never giving up on me, even when I have given up on myself. Thank you for knocking on the door of my heart with patience and love, never ceasing to call me home. In a chaotic world, amidst the plots of darkness, you remain my refuge at the dawn that breaks through every shadow. Thank you for making me yours forever. Lord, I thank you for being the one who breaks every chain, dismantles every dark plan, and lights up the path of life. Thank you for never growing weary of protecting me, even when I fail to guard my own heart. Thank you for seeing the full picture, yet still caring about every small detail of my life. You are worthy of all worship yesterday, today, and forever. I lift this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we can build a strong community of faith.